Hello, jester boys and harlequin girls. It is I, the Joker. I'm here to once again fill in for old what's-his-name while he's off hunting for a wife. I wish him luck. He's gonna need it. Meanwhile, he left yours truly here to turn this entire world upside down and watch as everyone goes completely batshit. Apparently, he couldn't find some other clown to do the job, so I'm stuck here doing his work for him. I really should be getting paid for this. No matter. This is the most fun I've had since I convinced Donald Trump to run for the President of the United States. Is he joking? You'll never know. Holly! 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 Be a good girl and start the intro for your pudding.
Let's put a smile on that face.
For today's video, I'm going to solve every problem faced by mankind, because only someone truly insane would try to do that. Problem number 1, starvation and poverty. Well, this one's quite simple. You poor folks just need to eat each other. We can make a festival out of it. I can picture it now. We could create an arena. Hand out battle axes, Y-handers, flails, great mauls, and crossbows. Bet on who will eat the most people. Then put a pile of cash, food, and clothing in the middle of the stadium and watch as they all tear each other to pieces. We sell t-shirts, hats, and other merchandise, and of course televise the whole thing. We could even sell tickets to folks who want to watch in person. We can quite literally recreate the gladiator fights of ancient Rome. Only this time the gladiators are malnourished and dressed in tattered rags. So, it's exactly like the gladiator fights of ancient Rome. Just wait until we release the lions. Ooh, how fun! What? I'm not a monster. It's for the greater good. Poor people eating each other reduces the amount of poor people. And reducing the amount of poor people reduces starvation. Televising the event brings people face to face with the suffering in their community. Everyone wins. Well, except the folks who get eaten. But honestly, who cares about them? Oh help! Oh help! Someone's eating my arm. We all have problems, Karen. Come back later. I'm busy watching this lady get her arm chewed off. You know, she kinda reminds me of you. Wait, could it be? Could it possibly be? Nah, I'm just crazy. Next problem. Child molesting, rape, murder, and false accusations. Easy peasy, old and sleazy. Put the miserable sack of crap in a room with the victim's family and let them sort the whole thing out. I recommend using a crowbar. Makes a beautiful sound when hitting a human skull. It brings back memories of when I offed Jason Todd. Man, was that a gas! I don't think I've had that much fun since I killed JFK. Good times, good times. And don't think I've forgotten about the murkiness of evidence. If we can't prove who's guilty, we just let them loose in the woods with all kinds of fun toys and watch as they blow each other to Chattahoochee. Oh, it sounds funny just thinking about it. And the best part is the victim is at peace. In fact, I think I see a piece of her over there. Oh, here's one over here, and another right up in that tree. What a great solution. Doesn't it just give you the warm fuzzies inside? If so, stay away from me. You have parasites. Next problem, political corruption. I say we surgically implant shock devices inside the brains of anyone who runs for political office, and then we distribute the remotes to the top 10 most intelligent people in the country. Every time that politician thinks about making a decision, they'll end up wondering whether it'll get them laughed at on television for twitching like an epileptic. And they should be afraid. If they try to pass authoritarian laws, zap! If they try to start meaningless wars, zap! If they try to ignore the threat of climate change, you better believe that's a zap! And speaking of climate change, that's my next issue. First off, climate change is real. It's the bearded man in the sky that's imaginary. My solution to this is for those of us who know climate change is a fact, to take that little voice in our heads that tells us to be respectful, kind, and fair to idiots, and shoot it. Shoot it in the goddamn head. I see no reason to adjust my science to compensate for your stupidity. I mean, ignoring the extinction of all life on Earth? That's crazy. And trust me, I'm an expert on crazy. It's a passion of mine. These people, though, they say that climate change is imaginary while they worship a magical man in the clouds who created the Earth in 7 days. I mean, that's totally insane. These people are ignorant buffoons. They know less than Solomon Grundy, and he's an imbecile. Some people say that I'm crazy. They must never have met these people. Yikes! Personally, I just point and laugh at them. I've been on the interwebs a long time, and if there's one thing I've learned, it's that lions do not concern themselves with the opinions of sheep. So watch out, climate deniers. You might be on next week's menu. Next, I'll fix immigration. My solution is to open our border once a year for a national sporting event. Those wishing to cross can participate in all sorts of events that display whether they have useful skills. Then we let the best ones in. Oh, and no wall. From an engineering standpoint, a wall is completely impractical. It simply won't work. You can climb over a wall, you can go around it, you can go under it. I mean, honestly, the only direction you can't go is straight through. And boy howdy, Is a wall expensive to maintain? You could be using that money to fund literally anything else, like that climate change issue I mentioned, or those starving people. Just a suggestion. However, if you must build something, I suggest a moat. It's cheaper to build, cheaper to maintain, and the only way through is over. A moat is superior to a wall in every way, especially after we fill it with crocodiles, electric eels, and piranhas. Leeches, too, to be extra mean. The only way through a moat is over. So, what we do from there is monitor all flights across the southern border with strict enforcement. Do you really think that poor Mexican farmers can afford to hire a private plane? I didn't think so. Next problem, conspiracy theorists. Ugh, what a bunch of scum. Anywho, this one is really simple. We simply convince them that mankind is originally descended from mermaids, and that the government has been hiding this fact from normal people because the key to proving that the flat earth is real is at the bottom of the ocean. Then we give them a secret drug to give them gills. It's really just roofies, but they won't know that. After we've sent them off to count sheep, we superglue prosthetic gills on their necks and take them way out into the middle of the ocean, where we inform them that they are the heroes this planet needs, and they must recover the mystical jewel that will free mankind from Illuminati mind control and reveal all the secrets that the government doesn't want us to know. We explain that the gills will allow them to dive down and retrieve the jewel, but they'll need to take big gulps of water so that they can breathe. Finally, we wish them bon voyage and laugh hysterically as they drown. I mean, really, it's hilarious, can't you see? I can just picture it. I'm just standing on the deck, watching them all sink to the bottom of Atlantis. One of them just starts screaming for help, and I say, "What did you say?" "No, I mean besides gurgle gurgle." Next problem, fat activists. We just stick a pin in them and watch as they zoom all over the place. Or we get a team of Oompa Loompas to roll them away to the juicing room. Either way, it's still hilarious, so no matter what, I win. Next problem, political correctness. All we have to do is ask Satan to reanimate Lenny Bruce, George Carlin, Bill Hicks, and Richard Pryor. You'll have to do that on your own, though. Satan has a restraining order against me. We went on one date, and I suggested an idea for a children's show. And to this day, he refuses to return my calls. Apparently, suggesting a show for children directed by David Cronenberg, written by Clive Barker, with creature design by H.R. Geiger and special effects by Rob Bottin, is just plain wrong. I guess the Arachnoteers will just have to remain a dream. Oh, you're still here? Well, while I have you, tell Satan to unblock me on Facebook. I left the design plans for an orbital battle station at his place. It's shaped like a giant butt! Isn't that wonderful? I would have chosen a pair of tits instead, but it's been done. And tell Satan that if being too creepy is wrong, then I don't want to be right. Next problem, homophobes. All we have to do is explain to the men that Neil Patrick Harris is gay and give the women a private session with Larkin Love. After that, they'll turn so gay that they start shitting rainbows. And if that doesn't work, we create a marketing campaign where we take Hideous Thing X and put a tagline on it that says, Product X, the official product of heterosexuality. Worst case scenario, they end up imploding into black holes of hate that destroy all life on Earth. I'm sorry, did I say worst? I meant best. Next problem. The broken democratic process. This one is particularly nasty, and therefore it's particularly fun. We create an ad campaign with an ugly, smelly, disease-ridden hobo with open sores on his face, mud all over his body, and dressed only in tattered rags. And we create the tagline, "He touched the voting booth before you did, and he never washes his hands." Or anything else for that matter. Then we'll be the only ones who vote. Everyone wins. Next problem, Islamic terrorism. Honestly, I can't believe no one's ever thought of this before. We give all the men premium subscriptions to Pornhub. We'll never hear from them again. And even if we do, they'll be completely changed. Imagine living in a society where you can't drink, you can't do drugs, you can't even jack off, and all the women around you show less skin than a nun. Plus, you've got sand in your shorts, for fuck's sake. Can you honestly blame Muslims for wanting to blow themselves up? I mean, really. That's hell, that's what that is. What a horrible lifestyle. Well, they'll be better off after a whiff of my patented Joker gas. It'll put a smile on their faces. Next problem, anti-vaxxers. This is the easiest problem to solve. We don't have to do anything. All we have to do is wait. That's it. We wait. We wait and watch them literally write themselves out of the gene pool. I mean, really. Their idea is so mind-numbingly stupid that it will delete their genetic footprint from the planet. They aren't just regular morons. They are the product of the finest examples of scientific illiteracy throughout the last 100 years, coming together with the express purpose of creating the dumbest morons who ever lived. And we let them vote alongside us as equals. Nice job, governmental jackasses. You let people who would fail a high school biology test make decisions on who leads our countries. I mean, I honestly can't think of a metaphor that properly conveys the levels of suicidal stupidity that is displayed by these cretinous imbeciles. Oh, wait, I have one. Remember when the DNC conspired to eliminate the only American candidate who would have been able to defeat a corrupt, climate-denying, mentally unstable, dishonest, childish, anti-vax supporting orangutan who currently rests his toupee on the White House coat rack? Yeah, it's that kind of stupid. The final issue will solve every issue facing mankind, because it will solve the only issue facing mankind. And that issue is idiots. No. I'm not talking about average, everyday idiots. I'm talking about advanced idiots. The guy at the local fast food joint who screwed up your order? That's an average, everyday idiot. The street preacher outside McDonald's who told everyone that he can smell the devil on their skin? That's an advanced idiot. That girl at the Quick Stop who you thought was cute, only to realize that her favorite Star Wars movie is The Last Jedi? That's an average, everyday idiot. That other girl who you also invited on a date, only to be met with a feminist manifesto that threatened to put you to sleep? That's an advanced idiot. However, there is a level beyond that of advanced idiocy. It is said that the average person is the normal state. The next ring down is an idiot. Then there is an idiot who has transcended beyond an idiot, otherwise known as an advanced idiot. But this This is to go even further beyond. Oh God, I thought it was a myth. It's Super Idiot 3. My eyes, the stupidity. It burns us. Make it stop. For the love of all that is holy, make it stop. I apologize. I had a bit of a nervous breakdown. I lost the happy, but the happy is back. So, how do we deal with examples of Super Idiot 3? Simple. We just draft him into the military. Here's how it'll all go down. If you have been convicted of rape, sexual assault, sexual harassment, child abuse, and/or pedophilia, front lines. If you have falsely accused anyone of the previously mentioned crimes, front lines. If you feel the irresistible need to complain about any type of media because of social justice or religious reasons, front lines. If you run a news organization with the deliberate intention of misleading the public to advance either your own or your party's political agenda, front lines. If you write for a news organization and are guilty of the same thing, front lines. If you are a member or supporter of any group that discriminates against people based on gender or race, or promotes racial/gender-based superiority, front lines. If you feel the need to tell everyone you disagree with morally, spiritually, politically, or ethically how wrong or sinful they are, front lines. If you identify as a gender that violates every law of biology known to man, and some known to monkeys, front lines. If you qualify as a faith healer, anti-vaxxer, homeopath, or other denier of modern medicine, front lines. If you spread baseless conspiracy theories that defy every law of logic in existence, front lines. If you are an otherkin and you refuse mental treatment for your delusions, well, front lines. If you are a member or supporter of PETA, front lines. If you go to online threads on any website that is discussing a character, media form, series, or fandom simply to hate on that specific subject, front lines. If you are a member of the 1% and are between the minimum and maximum legal ages for military service, front lines. If you send unsolicited dick pics, front lines. If you are a male who creates a female character in an MMO for the express purpose of scamming gullible male players out of their online currency, oh, you better believe you're going to the front lines. There! I think we have a fully functional infantry now. Well, fully functional is a strong term. In reality, it's more like a bunch of angry, flailing toddlers being shipped off towards their inevitable doom. At least they won't be our problem anymore. I'll be 100% transparent with you. This is simply a thinly veiled excuse to get rid of people that I despise. When baking the cookie of life, you gotta get rid of the nuts. However, I've got a different kind of oven in mind for these people. They won't get far in battle, but it'll be funny to watch them run away screaming, "Oh no, please don't! I'm not even supposed to be here, all I did was ah!" What a truly horrible fate. Kinda makes you want to laugh. But I guess they might not be entirely useless. I suppose that they might, just might, absorb a bit of damage for the real soldiers, thereby protecting them from harm. These people will be perfectly adequate meat shields, and no one can ever take that away from them. Goodbye, meat puppets. Have a nice trip. See you next fall. Well, I hope you enjoyed some more quality time with the Clown Prince of Crime. I'm the Joker. I put the fun back in funeral, the ha back in chaos, the bats back in your belfry. And remember, all it takes is one bad day. Hasta la bye-bye. Don't be sad. If you want to see me again, all you have to do is find that little area of your brain labeled sanity and take the emergency exit. I'll see all of you after you go mad.
Hello, Gotham City. We're the Maniacs, and I'm Jerome, the shot caller of our little gang. We're here to spread the message of wisdom and hope. Some people have no manners. You're all prisoners. What you call sanity is just a prison in your minds that stops you from seeing that you're just tiny little cogs in a giant, absurd machine. Wake up! Why be a cog? Be free, like us. Just remember, smile. Oh, time to go. But don't worry, we'll be back very soon. Hang on to your hats, folks, 'cause you ain't seen nothing yet.